Hello viewers, let's make some delicious Korean rice wine. Today I'm going to show you a new recipe, Beombeok. What is Beombeok? Beombeok is undercooked porridge. So I'm going to make Beombeok from rice flour mixed with boiling water. I think this definition is a little misstated in this document, but still useful to read this. So I'm making a two-stage recipe. First stage Beombeok, second stage Godubab. Even though Beombeok uses less water than the porridge I usually make, juk, I'm keeping the overall rice-water ratio the same as usual, around 1:1. Of course, if you like this video, please click that like button and subscribe. So I'm getting the water boiling for the Beombeok. I'm measuring out 200 grams of rice flour. This bowl is on a scale. And that makes it easy to measure the amount of water I'm pouring in, 600 milliliters of water. So 3:1 ratio here. You have to mix it immediately and thoroughly. So get all the lumps out. This is the undercooked porridge. This is Beombeok. So we're going to wait for that Beombeok to cool to room temperature. And as we're waiting, I'll mix up the naruk. 90 grams of naruk, a little bit of wine yeast, and 100 milliliters of water. Let that stand aside. And by now, the Beombeok has cooled to room temperature. You really want to mix these two ingredients together thoroughly, the Beombeok and the naruk mixture. So that takes a little bit of effort, but it is absolutely necessary. These have to be mixed very thoroughly. I was hoping it would get a little more liquidy, but it's a bit difficult to get in my jar after I mixed it. So it's very quick to prepare the Beombeok, but it's a little harder to work with. After you mix the juk, it's usually pourable, and I can just pour it into the jar. This, I was not able to pour it. So, but it's ready to ferment. Next day, okay, there's bubbles. It's fermenting just like normal. Looks a little bit different than when I do juk. There's less water. I think that's one of the advantages of this method compared with juk. Juk has a lot of water. This has less water. So let's look on day 2. Yeah, it's completely liquid, nice bubbles. It's ready for the next stage. So the second stage is the Godubab. I'm going to use 800 grams of chopped salt, sweet rice. Wash it thoroughly for 15 minutes. And let it soak. There are a lot of different rice preparation methods you can use for makgeolli. I've only used a few of them. So there's plenty more to learn. So I'm excited to try out Beombeok this time. I always read about it, but this is the first time I'm actually going to do it. So steam the rice for 40 minutes. So this is Godubab. Let it cool to room temperature, and after it's cooled, we can add it to the first stage. Now remember, there's less water this time, so I need to make up the water content with 400 milliliters of water. So roughly a 1:1 ratio of rice to water. So that's ready to ferment some more. And let's just enjoy watching watching it ferment day to day. So I was a little worried. Okay, it's undercooked. What if the texture is bad? What if it's grainy? What if it's, because it's undercooked, what if it doesn't ferment? But it's fermenting fine. It does look a little cloudy in there, but we'll see how it turns out at the end. So it's progressing, as far as I can tell, just like my normal two-stage recipe. It smells good, and after 15 days in total, it's time to bottle. So I'm going to boil my filtering bag. And I just pour it out in my filter bag, and that is very convenient. Squeeze that. Get all that good. Oh, so leftovers, you gave me 269 grams. So it fermented well. You could feel the jjigae it's very smooth. And just put it in your bottles. Of course, everything here has been sanitized. Okay, so it looks good. And I always do a taste test right away. Have to, but also it's good to put it in the fridge and taste it later as well. But I can't wait. I'm going to taste it right after I bottle it. So that was a fun makgeolli recipe variation. But now let me tell you how it tastes. Let's do the taste test. Here's the brew. It's partially separated out into the changju clear on the top and the sediment layer, the takju on the bottom. But I'm going to mix this up. So mixed together, this is wanju, not diluted with any water. I'm also going to dilute it with some water and try it that way. And if you want to know more about dilution and separation, I have a video about that. Okay, so I'm going to try it undiluted and diluted. So here's the undiluted wanju. Okay, so this is quite sweet. The milky aftertaste. It's pretty smooth, mild. So not so much bitterness. This is with the supermarket Naruk, so I'm not expecting it to be particularly bitter. So this worked out. So this worked out really nicely. So let's see if we get any different flavors. So I diluted this with some seltzer water, less than 1-to-1 dilution. And that makes it a lot more refreshing. The texture was good undiluted. I like the filter bags I'm using now. It really makes a nice texture. Not grainy at all. All right, so this is a nice sweet, refreshing brew that I want to share with my friends. Okay, that was fun. Thank you for watching.